Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Learn Commerce with Namita. I am Namita Mane. In today's video, we are going to start with new topic, that is matrices and types of matrix. It is also called as matrices and types of matrices. So without wasting time, let's start the session. First we'll see what does matrix means. If there is one element, it will be called as matrix. If there is more than one element or more than one number, it will be called as matrices. So matrix is a rectangular arrangement of what? Of numbers, and these numbers are within the bracket. So this is the sign of the bracket. Okay. So if there are numbers, suppose A, B, C, D, E, okay. So whatever arrangement of these numbers are in rectangular form and these numbers are in the bracket, it will be called as matrix. So matrix, an arrangement of mn numbers in the form of rectangular block of m rows and n columns enclosed in a rectangular bracket is called the matrix of order m by n. Okay. So in short, matrix is what? A rectangular arrangement of numbers into rows and columns. Okay. See, for example, see 2, 3, 1, 7. These are the elements or these are the numbers in the bracket. Okay, it is in the bracket. Now see 2, 1, 3, 7. These are numbers, these are arranged in rectangular form. Now how to read these matrices? See, the horizontal, okay, the horizontal will be called as rows and vertical will be called as columns. Verticals will be called as column. So what is the order of this matrices? 2 by 2. So M indicates what? Rows. M indicates what? Rows, and rows are in horizontal, and N indicates what? Columns. N indicates what? Columns. Okay. So in this matrices, first row, second row, and first column, second column. That's why this order is called as 2 rows by 2 columns. Now see the next example. Here alphabets are there. Okay. So these are also what? Numbers or elements, but it is in the bracket form. It is arranged. Now how to read this matrices? So see A, H, G, H, B, F, G, F, C. These are the elements. Okay. So now the word horizontal will be called as rows. Horizontals are called as row and verticals are called as columns. Verticals are called as columns. So how many rows and columns are there? R1, R2, R3. And how many columns are there? C1, C2, C3. So that means the order of this matrices is 3 by 3. This 3 indicates M, that is row, and this 3 indicates N, it means column. So always matrices M, the order of matrices will be read as M by N. M stands for what? Rows, and N stands for what? Columns. Clear? This is the meaning or the introduction of the matrices. In matrices, important thing is what? Rows and columns. So always rows are written first and columns are written second after rows. So rows M by N. In short, matrices is rectangular arrangement of numbers into rows and columns. Now next, order of matrices. Now order of matrices is what? It is the numbers of row by numbers of columns. So this sign is the multiplication sign, but it is to be read as by. Okay, so order of matrices means numbers of rows by number of columns. For example, 2 3 1 7. Okay, so what is the order of this matrices? Now horizontals are called as what? Rows, and vertical is called as columns. So how many rows are there? R1, this is first row, R2, second row. Then columns are first one column, C1 and C2. So order is 2 by 2. 2 rows and 2 columns. N means column. Okay. Now next example. How many rows are there? 1, R1, R2, R3. Columns C1, C2, C3. So what will be the order? 3 rows, 3 columns. Okay. 3 rows and 3 columns are there of this order. Now take one more example. Okay, so what is the order of this matrices? How many rows are there? R1, R2, C1, C2, C3. So order is 2 by 3. 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay, by like this you have to read. 2 by 3 is the order of this matrices. Now next is types of matrices. Now first type is row matrices. Row matrix. Now what does row matrix means? A row matrix having only one row and any number of columns. Okay, what did I say? How to read the matrices? The horizontal numbers or elements will be called as row. The vertical will be called as what? Columns. So if you see the example 1, 2, 3, this is one set of matrices. Okay, matrix. So there is only one row and how many columns are there? 3 columns are there. C1, C2 and C3. So what will be the order of this row matrices? 1 by 3. So a row matrix having only one row and n number of columns. So in this matrix there are 3 columns are there. Next example, see 0, 1, 3, 6. One row, okay, and column is C1, C2, C3, C4. So order will be 1 by 4. One row and 4 columns. Next, one row, C1, C2, C3, C4. 1 by 4 columns are there. Okay, so this is row matrix. In row matrix only one row is there and there are n number of columns. So order will be like 1 multiplied by n. Okay, n number of columns will be there. Next is column matrix. Now column matrix means column matrix having only one column and n number of rows. Okay, so column matrix is what? Only one column is there in the set of matrix and there are n number of rows. So this is the example. 4, 5, 2, 3 are the elements in the bracket and this is only one column, horizontal. Okay, only one column is there, C1. And how many rows are there? R1, R2, R3, R4. Okay. So the order of this will be 4 by 1 because 4 rows and 1 column. Always remember, M indicates what? Rows. And N indicates what? Columns. So how to read the order of matrix? M by N, that means row by column. So 4 rows and 1 column. See the next example. One column is there, okay, vertical form only 1 is there, and rows are 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so order will be 3 by 1. Next example, 2 and 1. So C1 is only one column, R1, R2. So order will be 2 by 1. So column matrix, I will repeat again, a matrix having only one column and n number of rows. It is opposite of row matrix. In row matrix, there is only one row and n number of columns are there. Clear? And in column matrix, only one column and n number of rows. So these are the two types of matrix. Next type is null, zero or null matrix. Now what does zero or null matrix means? A matrix whose all elements are 0. Okay, are 0. It is called as zero or null matrix. So a matrix whose all elements means all the numbers are what? 0. It will be called as zero or null matrix. So see the example of this order 1, 2, 3, 4. So all the elements within the brackets are what? 0. That's why it is called as zero matrix. A matrix whose all elements are 0 is called as zero matrix. So order of this matrix will be what? 2 by 2. Why? Because 2 rows and 2 columns, 1 and 2 rows and columns are 2. Next is also 3 by 3. Order is 3 by 3. Now all the elements in this brackets are 0. That's why it is called as zero or null matrix. R1, R2, R3, C1, C2, C3. Now next type is square matrix. Now what does square matrix means? A matrix in which the numbers of row is equal to the number of column is called a square matrix. Okay, so square matrix means what? The number of rows is equal to the number of columns. By the time you have understood, rows are m which are horizontal in the matrix and columns are n which are vertical in matrix. Okay, so square matrix is what? A matrix where the number of rows is equal to the number of columns. See this example. This is the matrix. Okay, consider matrix A is equals to 2, 3, 1, 7. Now see, there are how many rows are there? First row, second row. And how many columns are there? First column, second column. That means 2 by 2. Order of matrix is 2 by 2. 2 rows and 2 columns. So when the number of rows is same as number of column, it will be called as square matrix. Now next example, see. How many rows are there? R1, R2, R3. Column C1, C2, C3. So rows are 3, columns are also 3. That's why 3 by 3 is the order, and this type of matrix will be called as square matrix. Okay. Now next type of matrix is rectangular matrix. Rectangular matrix. Now what does rectangular matrix means? A matrix is said to be a rectangular matrix if the numbers of row is not equal to the number of columns. Okay. In square matrix, it means the square matrix means what? When the number of row is equal to the number of column, then it is called as square matrix. Now the rectangular matrix is opposite to the square matrix. That it says that matrix is said to be a rectangular matrix only when the number of row is not equal to number of column. Now see this example. How many rows are there? Tell me. R1, R2, R3, R4, 4 rows are there. How many columns are there? C1 and C2. That means what is the order of a rectangular matrix? 4 rows into 2 columns. So is row equal to column? No. Then it will be called as rectangular matrix. So when columns and rows are not equal to each other, will be called as rectangular matrix. Take one more example. Okay, now is this example of rectangular matrix? Yes. Why? Because rows are 2, okay, R1, R2, and columns are 3, C1, C2, C3. So order is 2 by 3. So row is 2 and column is 3. That's why it is called as rectangular matrix. Now next type is diagonal matrix. Now what is diagonal matrix? A square matrix. Diagonal matrix is what? A square matrix. Hope square matrix is what? Where the number of rows and number of columns are equal. That is called as square matrix. So diagonal matrix is what? A square matrix in which all the non-diagonal elements are 0 is called a diagonal matrix. Okay. Now see the example. Now diagonal means what? Like this line. Okay. So in this matrix, you can see 2 and 4 is the diagonal. Okay. And this matrix is a square matrix. Why? Because the order of this matrix is 2 by 2. 2 rows and 2 columns are there. So that's why it is a square matrix. Now a square matrix in which all the non-diagonal elements. So see, 2 and 4 are what? Diagonal. Now remaining elements are what? 0 and 0. So this remaining elements will be called as what? Non-diagonal. And these elements should be what? 0. Then this type of matrix will be called as diagonal matrix. Now see the next example. Order of this matrix is 3 by 3. 3 rows, 3 columns. Now see, A, B, C are diagonal and remaining elements in this matrix are what? Non-diagonal. So, and these non-diagonal elements are what? 0. That's why it is called as diagonal matrix. Next is scalar matrix. Now scalar matrix means a diagonal matrix. Okay, scalar matrix can be also diagonal as well as square matrix. Order should be same. Number of rows equals to number of column. So diagonal matrix in which all the diagonal elements are equal, then it is called as scalar matrix. Now see the example. 2 and 2. These are what? Diagonal, and this diagonal elements means the numbers should be equal. So if in first row, first column is 2, then in second row, second column element should be 2. Okay, and remaining are what? 0. That's why it is what? Diagonal. And these two elements should be equal. Now see this next example. Order is 3 by 3 and the diagonal numbers are same. A, and remaining are what? Non-diagonals are 0. So when the diagonal elements, okay, are equal, then it is called as scalar matrix. Now next type of matrix is unit or identity matrix. A scalar matrix, okay, in which all the diagonal elements are 1 is called a unit or identity matrix. Now see the difference between scalar and unit matrix. Okay, so what does the scalar matrix is saying? The diagonal elements are equal. It should be what? Equal. Okay, but in unit matrix it says that the diagonal elements should be 1 only. Okay, so diagonal elements should be what? 1 and remaining elements should be 0. So when the diagonal elements are 1 in the matrix, it will be called as unit or identity matrix. See the next example also. Order is 3 by 3. So the diagonal elements are what? 1 only. That's why it is called as unit or identity matrix, and remaining elements are 0. Now we'll move to the next type of matrix, upper triangular matrix. Now what is upper triangular matrix? A square matrix in which all the elements below the diagonal are 0 is called as an upper triangular matrix. Okay. See, upper triangular matrix is a square matrix in which all the elements below what? The diagonal are 0. Then it is called as upper triangular matrix. Now see this order 2 by 2. Okay, this matrix. Now diagonal is this. Okay, below this diagonal, which element should be there? 0. Then this type of matrix will be called as upper triangular matrix. Now see the next example. The order is 3 by 3 and diagonal numbers are 1, 4, minus 1. Now below this diagonal, the element should be what? 0. Then it will be called as upper triangular matrix. Clear? Don't get confused. The word upper is there, that means you will count the upper elements of diagonal. No, in upper triangular it is saying that below the diagonal the element must be 0. Then it is called as upper triangular matrix. Now next type is lower triangular matrix. A square matrix in which all the elements, okay, lower triangular matrix is what? A square matrix in which all the elements above the diagonal are 0 is known as lower triangular matrix. Okay, see the example. This is diagonal and above this diagonal element is there and that element is 0. So it is called as lower triangular matrix. See the next example also. The order is 3 by 3 and this is diagonal and above the diagonal the elements are 0. That's why it is called as lower triangular matrix. Clear? Okay. So this is the difference between upper triangular and lower triangular. Okay. Below the diagonal should be what? 0. It will be called as upper triangular. And above the diagonal the element should be what? 0. It will be called as lower triangular matrix. Now next matrix is symmetric matrix. Symmetric matrix. Now what is symmetric matrix? Symmetric matrix is a square matrix A is said to be symmetry if A is equals to A transpose. Okay, A is equals to what? A transpose. T means what? Transpose. Now transpose means what? Suppose this is the matrix. Okay, so the first row will be the first column and second row will be the second column. Okay, so you will see it is what? If A is equals to 2, 1, 2, 2, 4. Okay, that means here this 1 and 2 is the first row. So first row will be the first column in the A transpose matrix and second row will be what? Second column. So this is what? Symmetric matrix. So therefore A is equals to A transpose, hence it is a symmetric matrix. So first row is the first column, second row is the second column. You will see all the elements are as it is transpose. Okay, so it is called as symmetric matrix. Next is screwed symmetric matrix. Okay, now what it means? It is the square matrix that is equal to the negative of its transpose matrix A is equals to A is equals to minus A transpose. Here it is a positive, okay. A is equals to A transpose. In screwed symmetric matrix, A is equals to negative A transpose. And remember one thing, in screwed symmetric matrix, the diagonal elements should be what? 0. Okay. See the example. If A is equals to, order is 2 by 2. 2 rows, 2 columns. 0, minus 2, 2, 0. So now if we do the transpose of this matrix, so first row is what? Will be what? The first column of A transpose. Clear? The second row will be the second column of A transpose. Now here, see, A transpose is there. Now we have to do the screwed symmetric. Then minus A transpose will be what? Now 0. Just we have to change the sign. In A transpose, if the elements are positive, in negative A transpose it will be what? Negative. So 0, the negative of 0 will be 0. Now here 2 is positive, then here it will be what? Negative 2. Here the negative 2 is there, it will become positive 2, and 0 as it is 0. So if you see, only the signs are changing. Positive will become negative in A, in minus A transpose, and positive number will negative number will become the positive number. Okay, so this is screwed symmetric matrix. But remember one thing, the diagonal elements should be what? 0. Okay, so these are the types of matrix. So I hope you have understood today's session, matrix and types of its matrix. Thank you very much. In next lecture we'll see the examples of matrix and types of matrix. So thank you very much. Do like my video, share and subscribe my YouTube channel.